Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today we are going to be talking about 5 of those pretty common injuries that you might come across while you're running. So before I get started on this, just want to say I am not a doctor, however I did marry one, but it really gives me no credit to actually give any medical advice. However, these are things that I have found through research and also through practice of my own that help prevent some common injuries. In the case that an injury is severe, that you are getting continual pain and no matter what you yourself are doing, you're not finding any relief, it is best to see a doctor or a physical therapist to find out what the actual issue is, because there may be something that actually needs to be done instead of just doing some stretching or doing some different kind of mobility exercises to help strengthen the surrounding areas. With that being said, let's get started. First things first, we're going to discuss runner's knee. Now, this is a variety of different things all kind of packed together into knee pain. So this mostly focuses on pain in the front of the knee, normally on the lower side of the kneecap, or sometimes just above surrounding the kneecap. While initially this may seem directly like a knee pain, this can also be from some hip movement or some foot weakness that the knee joint is not being stabilized properly in the run. Ways to help prevent this are to really focus on doing leg workouts as well as running. So focusing on squats, deadlifts, as well as lunges, to have a variety of movements that are working the muscles surrounding your knee. So that way you can strengthen everything that supports the knee joint. In the meantime, something that's always good to do is to run on some kind of softer surface so that you're not having as much impact on the joint. And that's actually going to be kind of a theme throughout all of these, is that a lot of times just moving to a softer surface is actually going to help alleviate a decent amount of pain or discomfort while you're actually running. That's going to give your body a better chance of healing. With that being said, we're going to move on to number 2, which is the dreaded hamstring snapping, tightness, all of the discomfort that's wrapped up into saying that you pulled a hamstring. So what this is your hamstring is being overused and it's becoming too tight. So what you really need to do for this is stretch. And that's doing dynamic stretches beforehand, doing static stretches afterhand. So kicking your leg around a few times to warm up your hip joint, as well as stretch out your hamstring before your run. And then after your run, doing a variety of like butterfly stretches, reaching out, just touching your toes, those kind of things. Really making sure that you are stretching out your hamstrings so that way when you go to use them, they are warmed up and prepared for what's going to be happening, and you're not going out cold, because a lot of times your muscles do need a little bit of a warm-up. If you're not as much a fan of normal stretching, something that you can do is maybe walk for a few hundred meters or for like a quarter of a mile when you're getting started on your run. So that way your legs are really getting warmed up and just, well, your body as a whole is getting warmed up for the actual run. Number 3 on the list is shin splints. Shin splints are extremely uncomfortable, and when you get one, you most definitely know that you got one. So this is the pain that's right on the front of your shin when you're running. And so this is actually caused from a lack of strength in your calf muscles, as well as your foot placement not being proper on the ground strike. So ways that you can help prevent this is, first off, by not pushing yourself as hard as you can. So a very important thing in running is that you are slowly increasing and you're never pushing yourself too far out of your comfort zone too quickly. A lot of times your muscles are not ready for that kind of movement, and you'll actually cause injury by just pushing yourself too hard. So make sure to give yourself a steady increase over time instead of jumping from one extreme to another, which will help prevent shin splints as well as many other muscle-related injuries. But then also make sure that you are strengthening your calves to actually be able to support the pressure that you're putting through them. Now, something that's a little bit different here is this could actually be a shoe fit issue. Depending on the shoe that you're using, that may not be the proper shoe for your foot. So in this case, I would suggest going to a running store and actually having them size your foot, look at your gait pattern, and seeing how your footfall actually affects your running stride. That is going to be able to help them fix a whole bunch of things up the chain, from your ankles to your shins to your knees to your hips, that is going to make your run much more comfortable and also help prevent injury. So I would highly suggest going to see either an actual foot doctor, if that's what you want to do, possibly even seeing a PT, but I would first start out at the local running store and talk to them, or if you have a coach, talk to your running coach. Now, the fourth one is along a similar vein. We're talking about Achilles tendonitis, so that back small section of your ankle, that a lot of the times this is also from too quick of an increase, but this can also be from uneven terrain, running on a lot of banked terrain. If you're running a lot on the track and you're making the same turn continuously, that puts a lot of strain on your ankles as well as your knees. But a lot of times, Achilles tendonitis is just basic inflammation because the tendon is being used so much. In that case, you're going to want to step off of harder surfaces. You're going to want to go to something possibly a little bit softer, so not concrete, but if there's a grass park near you that has some well-maintained walking paths, that could be a fun place to jog. It would also give you a change of scenery while you're out, but that would really help decrease the actual impact that's happening to your joints as well as your Achilles tendon. Also, this can happen due to that sudden increase of activity that we talked about with the shin splints, that if you are increasing too quickly, you may just be straining your Achilles tendon more than it's used to, and that's what's actually aggravating it. The fifth one, however, is a little bit different. It is the IT band syndrome. Now, I actually forget the name of what the IT band is. My wife would be extremely disappointed in me. However, the IT band runs from your hip down to your knee and into your shin, and it is a ligament that gets very thin as it comes past your knee, or I should say narrow as it comes past your knee. And due to overusage, you can actually have where the ligament is rubbing against the bone and causing pain, discomfort, and inflammation to the IT band. This mostly happens when you're kind of collapsing inward with your knees, or if you are turning your feet inward in a pigeon toe kind of pattern when you're running. So something to look out for is if you notice that the outsides of your shoes are wearing very heavily, this may be something that you need to focus on, because your body is compensating by rolling your feet inward, and that's actually causing more issues up the chain. There's a lot of things in running that you can have back pain and stuff simply because your shoes may not be a proper fit, and it's just affecting everything up the chain, that is placing your hips off slightly, and it's actually causing you back pain in your run. But back to the IT band syndrome, something that you're going to want to really do here is look at your shoes. You are going to want to go and see a coach, a foot doctor, a PT, or just the attendant at the running store to see what you need to do to correct this gait pattern. So in some cases, you may be just simply putting an insert inside of your shoe, like a Dr. Scholl's insert kind of thing, or you may be going to a completely different set of shoes that are better equipped to handle the way that your gait pattern actually works and help prevent injury for you while running. This is also one where you're going to want to find those softer surfaces. You're going to want to avoid banks and that kind of thing, not where you deposit your money, to help prevent any kind of unnecessary twisting or hard impacts while you are running. Now, this one specifically, if you are having significant pain and it is through the entirety of your run, you may have some slight discomfort at the beginning of your run, but if throughout your entire run you are having severe pain and that is holding you back from being able to run, you should definitely see a PT or a doctor, someone that is going to be able to help with this, because that could be a larger issue with the actual physical makeup of your body. And with that, that is the 5 that I have for you. So once again, if it is severe, make sure to see a doctor. However, make sure that you're stretching, make sure that you're drinking enough. Your body needs water to be able to function properly. Make sure that you are getting regular exercise, that you're not jumping too hard into things. You're not doing a marathon in a month. Yes, I'm looking at you, Brian. But make sure that you are listening to your body and actually feeling things out so that you know if something is more of just a slight annoyance at the beginning of your run, that it's something that you are able to work on through some of these tips that I have given you, or if it is an actual injury that you should go see someone about. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions about any of the stuff I've said, please feel free to leave those in the comment below. Please feel free to leave those in the comments below and I will get to them as I can, as well as giving it a thumbs up if you liked it, give it a thumbs down if you did not like what I had to say, but if you didn't like what I had to say, leave a comment below and we can talk about it. As always, make sure to hit the subscribe button and make sure to hit the little notification bell beside it so that you can be notified anytime there is a new video coming out. Also, tell me if you liked this kind of thing, me just kind of talking about something that can happen and ways that I have learned to prevent it, because I kind of did. So thank you so much for watching this video and we will see you in the next one.